evening to everybody, and respected loyal sir, and my friends. Like acid attack, the communal violence when takes place, women are the most vulnerable section or the group who face lots of challenges. Minati, young girl, her face was burnt not by the acid, but by the bomb blast. You will see the nature of violence, how it happened, and what is the status of women at that time. Many are molested, many are raped, but it is not coming from to the society or the people are not known, but it is like buried, but they face lots of problems. In communal violence is not all of a sudden it happened. It has its own history. Since 1960 onwards, sporadically there was violence to the minorities. Burning of the churches, or attacking to the pastors or the priests, or attacking to the nuns, or attacking to the school buildings. So in 2008, the violence took place in bigger way. This the sage was killed by extreme group, and immediately they announced that the Christians are killed, so let us kill them. The Maoist leader who gave the statement that we have taken Sage's life because of their religion. However, DFP and Bajrang Dal, other group, gave the press meet that Christians have killed, let us attack and kill them or burn their house and churches. These are the nature of the violence. So violence at a glance. You know, there are 415 houses have been affected, villages have been affected. According to government list, 39 people have been killed, 5,547 houses destroyed, 229 churches burned, shops of the Christians 144, and people who injured 12. You can have a glance. So I need not to read the figure, but according to our report, our survey, the figure is much more than what the government has presented. The death is 87. This is the figure of Hindu, Christian and Muslims in Odisha. Thereafter also people have been tortured, Bibles have been burned down and they were reconverted to Hinduism. While they were processing the dead body, to see the route, they could have gone straight, but they took to different places and violence was occurring. Nature of violence. This one is a sexual violence when we say that is the last Rajani Maji, one Hindu girl who was staying, orphan girl who was staying with her father. And when father was attacked, she wanted to help protect, but she was burned alive. And there are other cases, which Father Bernard, and the dead body was not allowed to bury in the cemetery, and the young boy was shot dead. So these are the justice system. Before that, I would like to say you, there are few cases like Sister Mina's case. Sister Mina, who was hiding one of the houses, and she was pulled out, stripped to neck, her clothes were removed, and she was naked parade, and the way they were behaving with her, it's like they were playing the doll. When doll can be played gently, but they were even what I cannot explain properly. The way she was narrating means everywhere there was injury, even private parts also, while she was brought to the hospital. And she was gang raped. When she was taken to the police station, when she wanted to file the FIR, police did not cooperate with her. And she finally, one HRL lawyer helped her to file the FIR, and she was directed to go for medical examination. When she was in the hospital, the pressure was so much to the doctor that she should not identify the rape, but she should give the wrong report. But I could learn from my cousin sister, who is also a doctor, but the doctor who examined, she is her friend. And there was a lot of pressure. Then the doctor said, I will never do this mistake, I will give the correct report. Because while she was studying, she was attempted rape. So he said that the culprit should punish. But it was not even revealed after 1 week. The Hindu reporter came. I had dialogue with him. Then we gave the news, this thing happened. Then it published. After that only, that case became little strong. And we have to go lots of hazards to get justice for Sister Meena. Because Lan was here, Lan was struggling a lot, and HRLM, Colin of course helped a lot. Because we have to bring that case to Supreme Court for simple reason also. But finally, last 4 months passed, there was a judgment announced, and one person was convicted for 10 years, and other 2 were for 2 years, and other 6 were acquitted. Still, another 12 persons are alleged and they are on bail, but we do not know what will be the fate of the case. So this is Sister Meena's case. Another case, sexually assault, was Chandrika, and her case is going on, trial is on, but still there is lots of manipulation from the medical report. Also, police have not recorded properly the evidences. There is another case which is not known. The nickname is Minoti. She was raped, gang raped, also thrown to the burning fire. She is alive now. When she lodged the FIR, police did not accept. We filed a read for that. It was directed to the police station, and case is registered, but the final charge sheet is not yet framed. The trial has not yet happened since last 6 years past. So there are in another case, the assault to the women in different ways. The another girl, Jharna, was studying class 2, and the police who came to protect the community, seeing their vulnerability because they lost their house, everything. She fell in. He pretended that he will marry to her. Marriage was arranged, but this police took Jharna to her home and found that he had married earlier too, and she is living another 2 batches. Finally, we complained, and I had also accompanied her to DGP police. They said we will be taking care, but still the police officer is protected and Jharna is not living with him. So this way there are many incidents when the communal violence takes place. Women face lots of problems taking care of the children because men folk will run away, but women remain with the children. Also they have to take care of their food and lodging and everything. That way there are many cases. In Kandamal happened, but it is not known to the outside society except the Sister Meena's case.
Good evening, dear friends and dear teachers. My name is John Dayal. I have been a journalist 45 years and a human rights activist 45 years because I belong to that school of journalism which thinks that the two two are inseparable. In that there is no journalism unless it deals with human beings and writes about them even if they are not in the readership. We're speaking about, and I've been listening for much of the day, about violence against women. So where does violence against women in a communal violence case, where do you locate it? How does it differ from other forms of violence? Where do you place Father Divya, who is a Catholic priest? I'm a Catholic but not a priest. He's a lawyer and an activist. Where do we locate communal violence in this whole matrix of violence against women? I've seen a lot of violence in my life, in my reporting years, and I've seen how violence against women is not talked about. Nobody wants to talk about rape in the 1984 violence against Sikhs in Delhi. Nobody wants to talk about it quite deliberately. Before 2002 Gujarat, it was not very popular in the media and in the community to talk about gender violence against Muslim women when Muslims as a community were targeted by non-Muslims or by the police. It was not very popular. And there are reasons for that, and I'd like to use my 10 minutes to explain this nexus and give a few examples, and therefore also locate anti-Christian women violence, including rape, in that matrix, because they share many commonalities, intersectionalities. I was, and I presume still am, a member of the National Integration Council of the Prime Minister of India, and was a member of the National Advisory Council of Mrs. Sonia Gandhi, which drafted the abortive communal and targeted violence prevention bill, which the BJP fought tooth and nail, which our own Home Minister, when I say own of the government, Mr. P. Chidambaram, fought tooth and nail, and as a result, it died even before the government died. And that's the point. Violence against women in a matrix of violence against religious minorities, and you could include Dalits, and you could include tribals, ethnic minorities, functions in a very complex way. It could be rape of a child, it could be rape of a woman, sometimes it's rape of a man also. It's punitive. It's patriarchal, of course, in the nature of the rapist, but it's punitive towards the community. And that is important. When you are raping my daughter, and I am the father of a 39-year-old daughter, you're punishing not her, you're not even punishing John Dayal. You're punishing the Catholic and the Christian community, telling them a lesson, telling them to keep to their place in society. And that is an issue that needs to be done, but that explains the randomness of violence against particularly the Christian community, but also against the Muslim community. It is targeted, and it's a hate crime. All violence against women is a hate crime in a manner of speaking, because patriarchy implies a distancing, a certain hate against a fellow human person, 50% of mankind. But it's a more localized, more targeted hate against somebody who is not like you. And that's issue to be flagged at number one. What does it do to the community? Why don't bishops take it up? Divya, I, Tamina, Lan, maybe 10 of us are fighting these cases in Orissa for the last 7 years. and I've been fighting other Christian cases for the last 20 years since I came back to Christianity. I used to be like you, a normal human rights person fighting for everybody. I became fighting for Christian rights because I found people not responding when Christians were violent, because there were so few of them. What does the community do? It is coerced into silence. The religious heads don't want it. It brings shame. The mullahs, the Maulvis, the Granthis, they don't want to talk about it. There is instantly on the victim and on the community a blanket of silence by the community itself. It is the throttling of a little child by the mother or by the father. Third stage is the rest of the society. How does it see this? Are they angered? Were there 10 people in the state of Orissa who spoke for Sister Meena? And I'm sorry, we are using almost a correct name. We should not name her. Were there 10 people in the whole state of Orissa to speak for her? Not 10. Not 10. In fact, at the press conferences, when we spoke about gender violence in Orissa, the journalists themselves said, "You are trying to bring a bad name to Orissa. Go back. We will not hear it. We will not report it." It took me 40 days before the Hindu reported this rape. The silence of society in general, the silence of the media and civil society in particular, are abominations that we need to ponder about. The next layer of complicity. The police, if I were to take you and he did not, step by step of Meena's terrible story, or of the gang rape of nuns not far from Delhi, or in Chabua, what do the police do? Question 1. Why do you send nuns to the forest? Don't you know that tribals are rapists and they will be raped? Question 1. Question 2. You lousy Christians, you're loose moral anyway. Put your women drink and then go and Bombay, wear short skirts. I will not file a report. Station house after station house officer says this. The bigotry of the police is endemic, is generic. Nothing shakes it, not judgments of the Supreme Court. And you would think that it is legal because out of the 38,000 laws, will somebody impact on it? What do the judges say? The bloody magistrate who was recording the statement of Sister Meena falsifies that statement. In the identification parade, she says one thing, I identify my rapist, and he writes a different thing. And they challenge it. And the High Court rules with that lousy, bigoted magistrate. Then we take it to the Supreme Court, and there we find justice. The Supreme Court castigates the magistrate, directs the High Court to re-record the statement as narrated by the witness. Court upon court, fast track, slow track, High Court of Orissa, and so many Odia judges make it to the Supreme Court. We have found blasphemous bigotry. Because what do we do? Our own people, his bishop and my bishop say, let us move on. Let us go on with the work of running schools and hospitals where the NGOs will not be troubled. Justice for its own people, for its women, for its girl child, is no longer a major issue for the Catholic Church, for the Protestant churches. We are begging for money with a begging bowl going from place to place to fight the case in the Supreme Court. No pro bono lawyer, barring Colin. No lawyer. How do we fight this? And at the grassroots, trends are changing. Catholic nuns are identifiable and therefore, as I quoted earlier, a legitimate target for religious gender violence. Let's not use the word communal violence. That implies two nations, two peoples at war. It is not so. They are not two peoples at war. So communalism is a big, terrible term. It has got its own problematics with it. But in this case, what happens at the grassroots? Two cases, I'll speak and shut up. In Kandamal, where I have been recording and reporting, from 2007, it's now 7 years of non-justice. What happened when the first violence took place? I discovered girls were not moving out of the village. And why not? Because they've been told by young people, aided and abetted by the police of Bamaligaon, one big village, if we see you in the fields, we will balatkar you. Girls stopped going to school for 4 years to 40 years. Huck did a later study for us on trauma on children. An incomplete study, but it was done. Last year, after the December 2012 violence, I took a fact-finding team to explore and record gender violence against children in Kandamal. Because nobody got punished in the massive ravages that Divya spoke about. There is a mood in Kandamal that is laissez-faire. It is okay to beat the Christians, it's okay to kill their priests, it's okay to rape the nuns. And now it is okay to rape the girls, little children, or raped. And they couldn't catch the culprits. We had to go to court to get some compensation for the victims and their families. Go to court for something which should have been routine. That collector and the lesbian both should be sacked on the spot if I had anything to do with it. They were challenging the facts. They were staring them in the face and they were challenging the facts. And then they were posting to us, we'll give you a response in court. Gender violence is endemic in tribal Orissa and I dare say in tribal India. Gender violence against children cannot be barbaric. It's quite a part of that. The second thing is, although both of us are Catholics, let me speak for the Protestants. The Protestants have no persona of the nature of a nun. So you cannot identify a Christian woman as somebody different from the rest. Dresses the same, speaks the same, eats the same, is as literate or as illiterate as the other. Now, all of Chhattisgarh, all of Madhya Pradesh, much of Orissa, Rajasthan, South Gujarat, Maharashtra, women, wives, daughters of non-Catholic Christian clergy, priests or pastors, as they're called, are being targeted. So-called house churches, small Christian congregations, meeting on a Sunday, are raided by the RSS, by Randal, Akhil Bharatiya Vanvasi Kalyan Ashram, ably assisted by a head constable from the local Thana, come, raid it. Take away the men. For a short time, sometimes take away the women. And there is no recourse, there is not even FIR. How do we put this overlay of violence against women of religious minorities in the context of violence against the community and cross-link it with the violence against larger women community of India? It's a complex situation. There's no recourse in law other than what my good young lawyer friend explained. Nothing happens. Nothing happens. These Christians are not recognized as Dalits. So the Untouchability Act does not apply to them. Christian tribals, for a very large chunk of them, Gujarat, Rajasthan in particular, Madhya Pradesh to a smaller, slightly lesser extent, and Jharkhand at half as much, tribal Christians who constitutionally have the same right as the tribals and therefore have the protection of the anti-abuse, anti-untouchability or whatever act to call it. They are being denied that protection. So here we have not only that no new laws are being made, existing laws are regressing, are being eroded. It is in this matrix that we look at. And while I can join you in castigating the state, in castigating civil society, the lousy media, of which I'm a member for 45 years, the bigoted police, the semi-literate magistrate, the terrible High Court of Orissa, what do I do with the leadership of my own community, which has been browbeaten and physically beaten into submission and silence? I think the most terrible thing about gender violence against minorities is the silence. It's the most fatal. Thank you very much.
I will take 1 or 2 minutes, because when we fight for justice, it is a really challenge as the rape victims face, because I have experienced out of 30 model 2 cases, 32 have been decided, of which only in 2 cases there is a life imprisonment, and another in 5 cases there is a lesser punishment, and rest all are acquitted. So when we see the ratio of this justice delivery system, it is a very hard. Even to get justice, witness protection is very much essential. Even the rape victim or the witnesses, eyewitnesses or any other witnesses, if they corroborate their evidences, then only we get the justice. Anyway, but when this sort of crime takes place, we need to take care from witness protection onwards and also give protection to the complainant. So there is we have here with Manasi, she was hiding herself to escape from that reality. So she can share with you maybe 1 or 2 minutes.
Hello, good evening sir. I am Manasi. I am affected most probably 4 to 5 days when that violence took place in our Konmar. Though I was working in that organization, it's called Janvika. Though I was studying plus 2 at that time, but then I was interested to work for the human rights, those who are not getting their justice and peace. I was not knowing that much what is the right and all, but then I was interested to work there. So, before that, when I was working at field and offices, at that time people were thinking I am daughter of themselves. Like that way they were behaving, they were treating me. But when the violence took place, they came to know, they were knowing that I am a Christian girl and minority. So though they were knowing I was a Christian, I will be Christian, after the violence, they tried to kill me, they tried to behave in different way. So they tried to run behind me, and some people gave me information how to you have escaped from here. Though in that violence, I was struggling with people, those who were with me, and I was thinking, I have never done any mistake for that people. I'm working for all, and as a minority and Dalit, there were so many people, Brahmin, for all I was working. So they were thinking I am daughter of themselves, but why they are running behind of me, and they are interested to kill me totally, they are interested to rape also. But they could not do anything to me. Without food and shelter, it was raining too much, continuously 3-4 days. We ran away from that particular area. It was 2 months, dark night, and those who were not knowing, those who were not aware about me, though I am that from that organization, that people were calling me, Mansi, why are you not coming? Come, we will see the last. I mean, to Lakshmananda's last. Because people were thinking I am good enough. Though I was minor girl, I was not 18 years also. But then I was fighting with government. Whatever government scheme is there for education, house scheme, and through organization also, I was moving around the places whatever I was able to work in that area. So I was always thinking, though I was running also in the jungle, and I am not able to. At that time I was little fat, and I was not like that. But then I was thinking, whenever I was running and people were scolding me to come, why are you thinking and sitting there or standing? People will kill you. They are coming behind of you. So many brutal words are there using. Why are you standing there? But then I was confused at that time. Why people do like this? Still then I was not believing. Whenever continuously some people, Brahmin people came to me and they said, dear, you are working for us, we believe you, and you are good girl. We think you are our daughters, like our daughters, we think always you. And whenever what problem took place, or whenever what kind of festival took place in that area, then I was going to help them, and I was saying, as that village girl, as that block area girl, as that district girl. So they came to me and they said, you have to hide yourself, otherwise we will bound to kill you and we will destroy your life. Then I said, okay, no problem. If I have done any mistake, you could kill me, but not in that such way. Whatever I have not done any mistake, and through me, if you have any you have lost any life and all, then you could kill me. Then after that, after 17 days, I reached to my home. My mother and my brother were knowing already I died. Somebody killed me. And they could not recognize I am Mansi or what. My mother could not believe at all I am Mansi or what. Nothing happened to me, but we are running here to there without umbrella, without food, shelter, because I was not able to move also. But such kind of weak girl, I was able to remove here to there. So largest hill were there in our Panmal, there is a hilly area, but then I was able to move around. After that I studied class 3 and I decided to study law, and I finished. After finishing, I am working voluntarily. I have done some fact finding and I have gotten so many cases. In that violence time it had took place, but then it is not come out. Some people are not able to file the FIR because of their finance problems. Some people are there, they are getting threat from the perpetrator. Some are there, they are both problem of them. That's why I believe all of you are here because of you too interested to give justice and get justice for our people and for us also. So many cases I have handled. I might have not aware of everything, but then I am interested to give justice. Those are not able to get their justice and not able to get their human rights and dignity. If there is in our constitutional, they have written every human being have their humanity or dignity. But where is this? Are we getting everything? Always I ask in my mind, why all are not equal? It might have not equal. Poor will be there, or rich people will be there, or other lower caste will be there. Maybe. But why people are not thinking, or those are perpetrators, they are not thinking they too human being. Intentional they are giving that, taking revenge. Intentionally sometimes they are not giving chance to study. Intentionally they are not giving any other growth things. So I have to tell so many things, but there is no time, that's I am sorry. So I think you all are cooperating me, or I too cooperate you all. That's why we have come here. So thank you all.
Thank you, Mansi.
I would like to thank John Vyal and Father Divya, and I really apologize for the delay, but thank you so much for cooperating, and thank you all for being here. It has been a very good day with a very good session. We'll be coming here tomorrow again, and we'll be discussing the new law on sexual harassment at workplace and the Domestic Violence Act. So what it's considered the Domestic Violence Act जो है हमारा तो बहुत ही एक प्रोग्रेसिव एक्ट माना जाता है, पर अभी भी 2005 में आने के बाद भी अभी 2014 चल रहा है, उसमें इतना लूप होल्स है, प्रोटेक्शन ऑफिसर्स नहीं है, शेल्टर होम्स नहीं है. तो कल हम उस पर चर्चा करेंगे और हमारा एम है कि इस मीटिंग से जो डीवी में जो लूनास हैं, जो तकलीफें हैं, उससे हम एक नेशनल PII करना चाहेंगे उस पर. तो कल सुबह हम यहीं मिलेंगे 9 बजे. थैंक यू वेरी मच कि आप लोग इतनी देर तक हमारे साथ बैठे. अगर किसी का दूसरे लोग डिनर के लिए रहेंगे हमें बता दीजिए, उसी हिसाब से हम इंतजाम करवा देंगे और डिनर का लास्ट 9 o'clock करेंगे.
Yes, and there is one more announcement that this group of Vishwa